Doesn't work.
I need to replace it.
The light bulb or the whole light?
Well, there's not a bulb.
Okay. So I gotta do the research. Good morning, Minetta.
Good morning. How are you?
I can't hear you.
Good morning.
There you are. Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I am fabulous. How are you?
I'm good.
Cool beans. So Nellie's coming in. How are you, Nellie?
Hey,
Hey, good to see you.
good morning. How are you guys? Or ladies? I say guys because Californians.
Oh my gosh. The first time I got called dude in California, and it was admittedly by somebody who was probably not even drinking age or 30. I can't tell anymore. But anyway, it said dude, and it's like, I'm not a dude. But in California, you're dudes.
We always say, dude, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I try not to, but it
Doesn't
could.
hurt Hollister shirt. Now, have you been to Hollister?
Uh,
Not
yeah.
the store, the actual town. Not the store, the town, Hollister.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
It's dumpy as hell. Nobody knows this.
Oh,
It's hilarious. Good morning, Bree.
good morning.
How are you feeling?
Human.
Oh, human is a great thing.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, it's Christopher's still negative, so that's good.
Oh, thank goodness. Kids don't get stuff. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
they get
my,
everything, but not this.
another one of my twins tested positive, but he has no symptoms except for he lost all sense of taste.
Wow. That would be, if you're going to get COVID, I would think the great way to get COVID, as long as you know you're going to get your sense of taste back in a week or two, because you feel great and you have a diet aid.
Right. But he's like, my soda tastes like water.
Yeah. Yep. Nothing tastes like anything good.
So he's drinking more water.
I remember distinctly getting carrots and ranch, and I took a bite and I'm like, all it is crunchy. And what does it matter? Why do I need ranch? And I just ate
Oh
carrots.
wow.
Yeah, I was like, nothing mattered. All it was a sense of sensations of salty. You could feel salt, you could feel sugar, you could feel spice. But you don't taste any of it. You just feel it. So I don't know, weird. Anyway, morning, Michael.
Oh my God, can I not even get my coffee drinking before you start?
Good morning, sunshine.
Okay, well, I'll get the sunshine picture for you in a minute.
All right, you do that. I got sunshine outside my window. So
I got it all over here. I'm sitting outside on the back patio, gazebo.
love it. Love it, love it, love it. That's where I had my breakfast this morning. That's what I'm doing now because it's so gorgeous in the morning. It's breakfast outside. Normally I garden for about 45 minutes or an hour, but today all the sprinklers were going and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gardening in that. I'm just going to enjoy this and the birds and all that good stuff. That was nice.
My day starts when I wake up. I haven't set an alarm clock in over 40 years.
Nice.
I usually wake up between 5 o'clock to 6. Today I slept until 5:45. I get up, I get a cup of coffee, I watch the stupid news.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the gym. Depending if I got to hit the road, I'll take a shower there. If I don't have to come back here to the house, I come back here and take a shower, get all my stuff set up, and I come to see your all's pretty faces.
Ah, I will take that. I'll get a ticket too.
Yeah, I've been mean to you ever since, so I might as well be nice to you once a year.
It's just enough to throw the whole thing off.
Even though it's not your birthday.
Could be. It's not, but it could be.
I know it's not.
Because you know my birthday, right?
I do.
Well, there you go.
I know a lot of
You
that.
just had it.
I did. So when I started dating my husband, who has a bunch of friends that are really into Star Wars, the first year before the whole, early on we were dating, before the whole Facebook wasn't huge or anything like that. So where you get the announcement, all of his friends were wishing me happy birthday. And I'm not used to people that I know kind of, but not like super, you know what I mean? Who know my birthday. And I was getting all these wishes, and I'm like, how do you all know my birthday? And they're like, oh my God, you have the Star Wars birthday. I was like, seriously? So my husband may have been dating me because I have the Star Wars birthday. We're not sure. He's over
Look,
here.
you were just chasing younger men. What can we say?
I did. I really, really did. And I was so
Guy,
confused.
I
Yes,
know a lot about you.
there you go. I wouldn't date him for a while because he was so much younger than me. And as a matter of fact, so he was 34 and I was 41 or
Not that
42.
much.
And he was something like that. It's you, peanut gallery, be quiet over there. He was dating a 21-year-old girl when he started dating me. And all my friends were like, 21? And I'm like, I know. And they were like, aren't you concerned? And I'm like, what the hell could they possibly talk about? The Beatles, there's 4, you know? I mean, you can't have, there could not have been conversation happening. That's all I'm saying.
I dated a girl. We were going to get married, but another story. She was 17 years younger than me.
I'm so glad you finished with younger than me because all I heard was she was 17 and I was like,
But she was very mature. We were on the same level of everything.
are you sure that's because of her maturity and not your?
Again, we were on the same maturity level. We won't get into the details.
Wow. You
But-
guys just have so much love.
She worked as a correctional officer at the jail.
There's the commonality. Go on.
What? But it's a very stressful job and it doesn't pay well.
Right.
She wanted to be a cop, but she couldn't be a cop. I don't know why, I didn't ask, but she ended up in the jail and she was there for like 3 years or so. She was there for a year when we were dating and I was self-employed and I was so busy. I had 5 other employees and I needed help doing the books. So I said, just quit that job and go to work for me. So for 9.5 years, she worked with me, did everything that I didn't want to do. And then of course, other issues and we ended up not together, but she was 17 years younger, which I didn't know her age for about 3 or 4 months.
Wow.
Because I didn't care, you know,
Right.
just things fit in. And then when I found out her age, it's like, okay, should I do this?
Yeah. No kidding.
And then I met her parents. Her parents are my age.
Oh, okay.
We got along.
We're gonna leave this conversation now.
Yeah, but we got along great, her and our parents.
We're gonna move into real estate. Good morning, Lisa. How are you over there? Aloha and sunshine.
Hold on.
Okay, holding on.
Can you hear me?
I can totally hear you.
Okay, yeah, this is my time when I get ready to go to the gym, which is why I haven't been on because I have to be at the gym at 6. And, but I thought after talking to Gary, I was like, I got to listen in at least while you guys are doing your thing. And I'll be getting in the car here in a bit.
Totally cool. Just full disclosure, on Wednesdays is my accountability call with David. It's the half hour right before this. I am always in the bathroom. That call always surprises me. It's always like, oh yeah, it's that time. And I'm getting makeup and hair, all that kind of stuff. Like as long as I'm out of the shower when it starts, we're good.
I'm glad you
order
said
to get to
makeup and hair.
Yeah, in order to get to the gym, I needed an accountability partner. The only time I could get one and actually work was 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's working. I feel so much better. So,
Accountability buddies are the way to go, man. They really
Yeah.
are.
yeah.
All right, let's hear some good stuff. Who's got some good stuff in real estate?
Finally got all my checklist organized.
Nice. Very nice. I did deposited my earnest money yesterday for the rental property that we're picking up. So I'm happy about that.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you get a copy of the receipt?
I have a copy of something over here. Yeah.
Right. If you did, email it to me. If not, don't worry about it. I'll get it from Cloud.
Okay. I have something. We'll see what that is. All right. Okay. Who else has got some good news?
I got another price reduction yesterday.
I love that. How did you go about getting that?
I called every one of my clients and I talked to them about the market, and the one that decided yesterday to lower his price really didn't want to. And then he called yesterday and left me a message because I was with other clients, and He says, you know, Lisa, I think you should drop that price. So let's just go ahead and do it and get it sold. Okay, good. So he was the last one.
Love it. So
Yeah.
we used to, you had to drop prices back then. I mean, that's just what the market was doing. You had to come in below, and then if the market slipped further underneath you, you had to come down again. And one of the things that I would do is we started just signing price reductions on the listing appointment. Like we took
Yeah.
the listing and we did a series of price adjustments, and we called them adjustments. Nice picture, Michael. And then the other thing that I did was I considered myself a success if I did 2 things in a day. One of them was do my lead generation and follow-up. And then the other thing was move some piece of business forward. Moving a piece of business forward meant a contract. For me, a contract meant either I put a buyer under buyer brokerage, I took a list, and that went to my buyer's agents. I took a listing, and if I could, or I wrote a buyer up on a piece of property. Again, I didn't do that, the buyer's agents did that. But if none of those 3 things happened, then someone got a price adjustment. And I literally would start at the list of whoever was the last person to have a price adjustment down, and then just started working my way through it. Like, you've been here the longest, you're going down, you're going down, you're going down. And somebody, and I was like, it's your lucky day. You're getting it down. Yes,
After how long do you do the price reduction?
it depended upon the market. So here's the standard rule that a well-priced home, it doesn't matter what the market is doing, is going to get an offer within 15 days. I don't care if the market sucks or the market's good. If the market's good, it'll be less than 15 days. But if you're priced right, statistically, NAR stat, 15 days, you're going to get your offer. You know you need a price adjustment if 1 of 2 things is going on. 10 offers, no showing. 2 weeks, no showings. 10 showings, no offer. That's the rule. 2 weeks, no showings. 10 showings, no offer. Then you are overpriced. You're flat out overpriced.
Okay.
So you had your hand up, Michael.
Okay. Totally disagree with all of it.
Hang on, do that again. Go on.
Totally disagree with all of it.
Really? I'm moving you from the middle of this Zoom, and I'm putting you down over here in the corner. All right, continue on.
I disagree with price reduction. Why are you reducing prices? You're chasing the market down.
Yes, you have to
Why
get
not?
below it.
Why not start down below it and run it up?
Because the sellers wouldn't do it.
Well, then I don't know your presentations and everything, but my sellers never argue with me. When I tell them what I'm going to do, and I tell them you don't have an opinion in this, this is what I do in my business and how it works, and I get it done. For instance, Eustace, over by you. I wanted to put it on the market at 219. He wanted to do it at 260. I said, no, you're never going to get 260. I need a lot of eyes on it. I'm putting it on at 219 or I'm not doing the deal. I put it on at 219 and I have a final contract here for 245. Because everybody that called me wanted to know why it was priced so low. My remark is, so everybody can see it and come in and give me the highest price.
To run the market up.
Yeah.
So
When you go to an auction, what do you start at? 0. You don't start at $1 million, you start at 0, and then they auction you up. So I use it as an auction. Go ahead.
Don't people think that there's something wrong with the property if it's priced so low?
Sure, but they get to see 1 or 2 pictures and then they have to go see the house to see what's wrong with it. Then when they get it, I don't care what you think. I want you in the house. I want you to see the things that are there to make the decision. Just like Gina, we looked at how many houses online,
oh, I don't know.
and we went how many, and we went and physically looked at how many houses.
I drove around and looked at 4 or 5 one day, I think, because that's all
Okay.
the further I could. And then we went and looked at 1.
And why did we do it that way?
Because 2 reasons. 1, because I know what it is that I'm looking for and want, and I don't want to waste your time. And 2, because once no matter what, once the buyer has gone and looked at a few stuff, even if they don't know squat about real estate, they get a really good feel for this has got a good value to it and this one does not. And
Right.
you get that value after looking at about 3, maybe 4, even if you've never bought before. You just, you know, like, wait, that house is in the 2 to 225 range or whatever range they're looking in. They look at 4, crap, crap, crap. This one's really good. And they know, you just instinctually know it.
I will not show a buyer. I don't like working with buyers. I do people I know and referrals, but I'm after sellers. But with a buyer, I will not show you over 7 houses. If we haven't put a contract in by 7 houses, I'm firing you. Because you lied to me, you didn't tell me what you wanted, and I cannot determine what you need. So after 7 houses, if we haven't put some contract in, I'm done with you. I'm not wasting my time because you're costing me money. Now, I know that's extreme to some of you. It was to me in the beginning. I have an I don't, pardon my language, give a shit attitude. I don't care what you think. I have a job to do. I have to do my job. And my job is get you the best house at the best price. Just like with you, Gina. You did it automatically, but I usually have clients drive by 2 or 3 houses in the neighborhood that I know are not going to be their house. So I don't have to waste my time. They waste their gas and time, and then they make that decision. Just like I did with the houses that you showed me, I looked them over, I made some phone calls, I did my due diligence, and the ones that were not going to work didn't work until we saw this one that worked. And I knew we could possibly make it work until I physically saw it. That's now, again, my background's a little different on construction. But I don't, when it comes to a buyer, you gotta be smart. You gotta be sane, and you gotta be ready to buy. Same thing with a seller, you just gotta be ready to sell. And if you're not those things, I can't do anything for you now. I have to move to someone else. As far as the pricing, I always underprice a house. So this is my opinion. What is, and y'all should think about this in your area, what is fair market value?
It's what you pay for, what people want to pay for.
Go correct. What is it?
Exactly right.
So how do I determine fair market value? What price will get me one showing a day after the first 2 weeks?
After the first 2 weeks, something under market, period.
Right. 2 weeks,
Period.
what price will keep me a person a day coming to the house? That's the number I need to be. So when I go to a house, it's a $250,000 house, and I put it on for $250,000, how many people are going to look at it? If I put that price at $199,900, how many people are going to look at it? If I drop that down to $149,900, how many people are going to look at it?
So what do you do when you're, because this is a great conversation. What do you do when you're up against somebody else that says, I can get them 250 for the house that you're saying, no, I wanted at 200. And by the way, I disagree with your listing at 199, but that's okay. That's another conversation.
I'll tell you a story about that too one day. When another agent comes in and bucks about my commission.
No, not your commission. You want to list it at 200. And they've already talked, they're going to talk to somebody who's going to list it at 250.
I know.
And you're up against that.
So again, I have the I don't care attitude. I don't need your job. So they'll buck about the commission. And then my question is, no. Next.
Right. And that's a commission situation.
Okay.
So
Well,
but on the listing, so
I'm leading to it. So
all right.
when you
Cal,
come
be
in and said a
Yes.
house down the street sold for 145 and my house is better than that, and I want to list it or 245, and I want to list mine for 250.
because I have heavy duty nails.
Right. So what makes you think your house is better?
I have heavy duty nails. I put in new windows.
Okay. So can I ask you about that?
Yes, absolutely.
Great. So if you were the buyer of this house, what would you pay for it?
They're gonna come in here and I want you to put on that listing agreement that I have heavy duty nails and new windows so that they
Okay,
can,
great. Can I ask you about that?
yes.
Okay. So if you were the buyer and you were going to win $1 million by guessing correctly, how much would you pay for that house?
If I was a buyer and I was gonna win $1 million for listing for correctly, I'm gonna still say 250. I know my house is 250. Yep,
So
yep.
At-
The one for
at-
245, I'm 250.
now in my presentation, I have a pad out and I draw 3 houses,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Those 3 houses, I price yours at the 250 on the far right.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle, I come down to 240,
Mm-hmm.
and then the bottom one I come to 200. So then my question to you is just like I asked you. If we price this house at $250,000, how many people are going to come look at this house?
Out of curiosity, your pictures, are they sold or current? Just out of curiosity, what are you bringing? Are your 3 listings? Are you
They're
bringing?
fictitious. They're fictitious.
Okay. You and I did something really close here. So sit tight there 1 second. I brought 3 sets of pictures of solds, low, medium, high, and I would lay out, this is so before everybody was all computery. So I'd lay out the 3 rows of pictures in 3 stacks. And I had them, I just laid out house 1, house 2, house 3. And then I would say, which one of these is your house? And they know that they've got Formica and that's granite. And they know that, you know, they know, and they will pick the house that closely looks like theirs, which is done on purpose. And they would say this one, if they point at the middle, and I'm like, that's 225. And then, so I did very similar to what you're doing. You've got your fictitious low, medium, high. I had the pictures. Okay, keep on going. It's good stuff.
So
Good stuff.
how many people will look at the 250? And when the average person searches, they search from 200 to 250 or 150 to 2. Yeah, they search in 25. When you're under, in my market, when you're under $350,000, they only search in $10,000 to $25,000 increments.
Yep, it's
When
bracket.
you get
pricing.
over that, it's a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, it's still bracket pricing. They're still looking in brackets. They might be 50,000 brackets or maybe 100 if it's over $1 million, but they're still bracketing their search parameters. Continue.
So how many people will look at $250,000 value? How many people will look at the 130,000 and how many will look at the 200? So my point to make to them with the drawings and things I do is the lower the price, the more people that can afford it. And that's the number to look at. So I want eyes on, I just went over this with a listing I'm doing here now with them, and it's going to foreclosure, but it's how I want eyes on. I want the person, dumbest, richest buyer that falls in love with the house. That's what I want.
So I really love this. I'm also a proponent of pricing and pricing it absolutely dead on right. I disagree with Michael in pricing too low. And the
How do you bring it so up to where you really want? How, if it's so low, how do you bring it up to the level?
I'm going to get multiple offers and it will drive it up.
I have a system. I don't believe, I think it's a lazy agent's multiple offers, highest and best. I think that's just a lazy agent. You're not doing your job, not doing justice to
Michael,
yourself.
excuse me. Why do you say that, dear?
Because if you want to get the highest numbers, you have to do you have to put it into them as a loss. People only buy on emotion,
Right.
on their ass. They're sitting on their butts and they have emotions. That's how the majority of the people buy. That's why infomercials do the best, that get the best money. So when you do multiple offers and all this stuff, everybody's coming in, but you never call that one agent and find out pertinent information, which I have a list, you know, how much can they put down? How much could they put down? What is the FHA, VA? Do they got, you know, I have a bunch of series of questions to weed out buyers. But my thing is, when I call that agent, that buyer may be getting a finance, but they may have the cash, and I've had this happen. They may have the money to pay cash for it. And if I ask the right questions, and I'm really curious, and I find out that that buyer is a conventional loan, but they got the money to pay cash, and then I can coach that agent how to go to their buyer to say, let's make a cash offer instead of a conventional, because you're getting beat out. And they say we had it priced at at 149.5. And I come into it and I've got a 265. I say to them directly, I want you to understand, as of this moment, and I will let you know if it changes, your buyer has to be over 265 to win this.
Can you
And then
disclose that legally in Florida?
I didn't tell him how much the bid
Okay,
was.
all right. So some states, the reason why I ask, in California, you can absolutely disclose all the details on every level. Look,
No.
we're gonna have to beat this, and this. In Washington State, the exact opposite, you couldn't disclose anything. So just unless there was, I mean, there's some parameters around that. If your seller says the opposite of anything, it doesn't matter. If that's what your seller says, that's what you do. Or have to do legally. But so there's a fine line. Just make sure, because we're in many states here, that you know the state laws on what you're allowed to disclose and not in a multiple offer situation.
I have an obligation to my client, buyer or seller.
Period.
So I'm not
That's your
giving
first
away,
obligation.
I'm not giving away information. I don't do dual transactions unless it's vacant link, because that puts me in a liability that I don't ever want to go back to court. I've lost $250,000 fighting a court battle before, so I'm not doing that again. So I do not give you any information if you're not my client. If you're my client, I'm gonna spill my guts to everything I know. But if you're not my client, and I don't tell people what the contract price is. The words are, as of this moment, you have to be higher than $265,000.
Wow, you actually tell people that. Interesting.
So
And
here's
I have a spreadsheet that when my bids come in, the offers go on a spreadsheet, so I have to go back with contracts. And
I did that too. I had a spreadsheet.
And then I take that spreadsheet and I go through everything, and the first thing to weed out are FHA, and then VA, and then conventional to cash.
Wow.
And my deals are not about the highest number. My deals are about the best number that will close. VAs and FHAs have a tendency to fall apart. When they fall apart, they get their money back. In a cash deal, after your inspection period, you are no longer keeping your deposit. It is mine. It's a non-refundable deposit after your inspections, and that goes on the counter offer when I send it back. And I keep those deals. I don't lose those deals. I've never kept anybody's money, ever, because that's how I'm putting it in. I can't do that on FHA and VA. I do not take contingencies upon appraisals. If you're worried about the appraisal, you ain't got money to buy my house. Because if someone comes in $10,000 higher than you, or the appraisal comes in $5,000 less, you got no money. You just messed up with my time, which is valuable, which is an average of $300 to $500 an hour when I'm on the phone. And then you've screwed up the seller, because now that perfect buyer is gone. They bought something. So now I'm going to have to lower the price for them. They're not going to get the money they're getting. So I'm kind of mean about, well, I'm very controlled over that stuff of what I'm trying to accomplish. But I will call each individual. It's a courtesy for me to pick up the phone and call you. Wouldn't you want me to call you that you're not getting the bid, or you need to change your bid or something, instead of me just not call you and ghost you like most agents do?
Huge pet peeve of mine, because they're not doing their seller any service at all,
It's
because
a
you don't
lazy
know what you could have got. I
They're
agree.
lazy. They're not doing their damn job.
I agree.
I got a pet peeve, and I don't mean any disrespect to anybody. I know we got to pay bills, but this is a business and this is a company. And if you're not running your company and your business full time as that, what do you do?
All right.
Well,
So,
can I
Lisa,
make a
what
comment?
a great conversation. Quick, hang on one second. What a great conversation. I have an idea for Friday that I want to do, and I'll tell you guys. And then you got one comment, go for it, Kay. And then I got to get off because I'm signing a person in 22 seconds. So, okay.
Bonetta.
Bonetta, go Bonetta.
Okay, so Nellie, you asked the question, do people, when they see a lower price, like Michael said, do they wonder what's wrong with that house? So the answer is, more people wonder about the house when it sits on the market too long because it's overpriced than they do when it's priced lower. You're going to have more people run because it is underpriced. Michael's absolutely, I'm loving this conversation. Thank you so
Oh,
much,
it's a good one.
Michael, for sharing.
And
Well,
Lisa,
first-
for starting it. It's a great, okay, hang on, you guys. I gotta jump, but here's what I want to do on Friday, because I think this is a really, really good one. On Friday, I want to work on pricing objections and price adjustment scripts. I want to work through those, and I want to kind of role play back and forth where we're tossing up how to handle pricing objections and those kinds of things. So bring your best stuff to the table. Great conversation today. Lisa, thank you. I know you were quiet. I know you jumped in the car, but thank you. And I got it.
Your podcast, can we go to find it easy? Because I'm always.
I put the new links up on Workplace and on my Facebook. If you go to Workplace, you will see it's John Kitchen's YouTube channel and John Kitchen's Facebook. Nellie, thank you. All right, you guys, have a fabulous rest of your day.
Okay, bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.